Hello, this is Jack Askew from Teaching ESL Online, and in this video we're going to look at how we can use the different tools within Google Drive to better collaborate with our learners. And you can do this whether you teach online lessons or in a traditional setting. So I'm going to jump behind my computer and show you the different ways that we can use Google Drive. So before I share my screen with you and show you a few examples, I just want to talk a little bit more about how we can collaborate with Google Drive and the advantages of doing this. So firstly, you can work asynchronously with your learner. And like I said in the introduction, you can do this if you're teaching online or if you're working in a traditional classroom. Now, the real beauty behind Google Drive is that you can leave corrections and comments, and you can do so in a way that doesn't take you a lot of time to do. And it also makes it easy for your learner when they're getting this type of feedback. Now, thirdly, as we're going to see, we can use Google Drive for more than just writing projects. So there are different kind of ways that we can use it, and I'm going to show you two examples of those now. But first, let's start with a writing project. So here we are on a Google document inside Google Drive. Now I've just put here homework, hello teacher, this is my homework, so you can see what the student sees. So this is from a student's point of view. Now you can also start a new file and share it with your learner, okay, so then they know exactly where they're working. So all we need to do here now is click share, and then you just need to add in the name or email address of your student, or if the student is sharing it with you, so that you can share it with them. And this means that only you and your learner have access to this document. No one else can see this document, it's just you and your learner. So that's the first thing that you need to do when using Google Drive. Okay, so here we are on some homework that one of my students did for me, and he doesn't mind me sharing this. Now, I got this idea where he was going to write a book, and he's going to, write about something he's really interested in. And this idea is from Mark Barnes, and I'll leave his Twitter below this video, but he talks about evaluating students over the long term and giving feedback over the long term too, and working on projects instead of just working on one worksheet. And this is something my student just loved, and this is something we worked on last year. Now the first thing you can see, there are comments down the side. Now this means that you can comment on anything in the text. And then your student then can comment back on this as well. So you can get a little bit of a discussion going, especially, there are times when we leave feedback and your learners aren't really aware of what that exactly means. So they can ask further questions on this. And to do this, all you need to do is highlight the text, click comments, click comment here, and you can write your comment in this section. Now, the other thing that's really interesting is revision history. And you just click File, See Revision History, okay? And if I scroll down to where we were here, now what you can see here on your screen is my corrections of the written homework. If I click on the revision history, which your students can do too, on this one, they can see exactly what changes you made. So this means that you don't need to highlight words, you don't need to underline words, you don't need to write a whole new paragraph. You can instead just go in there, make corrections, then your learner can see the revision history. And this is really useful for both you and the learner. When you go back, your learner can go back and see the changes, ask you questions about the changes in the comments too. So that is why I really like using Google Drive to collaborate and to give homework to English learners. So that is all about comments and corrections. Okay, so now we're back on this original example that I gave you, because I want to show you something else now, and this is using Kaizena, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, Kaizena. But anyway, this allows you to give audio feedback within a Google document. So what I can do here is highlight this part of the sentence, click new feedback, okay? Then we need to enter this here, click start recording, and I can leave audio feedback. So I might just say something like, thank you for your homework, please send it in on time next time. It's not something I normally say, but it's the first thing that came to my head. But you can see here, when we play this back, thank you for your homework. Please send it in on time next time. So this is what the learner can then have. And they can then give you feedback, audio feedback as well. And this is just a different way of working through things. Great if you're working on things like pronunciation, or if you just want to quickly, let your student know how well they have done on the exercise. You can do this quickly through audio. Now this is an add-on through Google Drive, so you're going to have to get this add-on. It's free. And I recommend that you think about ways that you can use this. In the comment section, please let me know how you're going to use this as well. So here we are within Google Drive on Google Presentations. And this is just like using PowerPoint, like Keynote if you have a Mac. It's not as powerful, not as many features, but it's got everything that you need to create a presentation. But the reason I'm showing you this is because you can collaborate with your learners if they have a presentation. This is something I did last fall. One of my learners had a job interview and he had to give a presentation. So we worked together using Google Presentations so that I could go through, correct his mistakes, take a look at his speaker notes as well and make changes down there and ask him questions, because again, we have the comment feature within Google Presentations. Now, I'll just link to another video because within that video, I talk about using SoundCloud, and I used SoundCloud with this same student so that he could present his presentation and I can give him feedback, or I gave him feedback using the comment section within SoundCloud. So if that interests you as well, take a look at that video. But Google Drive here, as you can see within presentations, is a great way for you to collaborate with your learners if they have to give presentations, and you can correct things and leave comments on there. Okay, so hopefully that's given you a few ideas for how you can use Google Drive and the different applications within it to collaborate with your learners. So thanks for watching and see you next time.